Stop these 10 kidney-damaging water habits. Change before it's too late. Many people think drinking water? Isn't it just drink when you're thirsty? Such a simple thing. There can't be any big knowledge, right? Wrong. Miss it. Based on the latest statistics from the National Kidney Foundation, Americans are facing a growing problem with kidney disease. Approximately 1 in 7 adults in the U.S. have chronic kidney disease. This problem is only projected to increase. This isn't a title we want to hold. Why is this happening? Besides diet, one thing we easily overlook is drinking water. Drinking water incorrectly is a waste, or worse, send your kidneys down the path of failure, even triggering high blood pressure, heart problems, stroke, and other terrible chain reactions. Today, I'm going to share a countdown of the top 10 hydration habits that can damage your kidneys compiled from experts. Each item on the list, from number 10 to number 1, could change the way you think about hydration. Especially the number 1 most dangerous and deadly mistake. Almost everyone is doing it every day. Please watch until the end, because learning to drink water correctly is the best way to protect our health and avoid the suffering of kidney problems. Before we jump in, if you care about your health, please subscribe and turn on notifications. If this resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If you are struggling with similar health conditions, leave a comment. I will do my best to reply to your questions. Let's take a minute to understand the most basic concept. What is the relationship between water and our kidneys? You can think of our kidneys like the most advanced and sophisticated water filter in your house. Everything we eat and drink, all the toxins and waste produced from metabolism, are like impurities in water. All of them must be filtered through this kidney water filter, then turned into urine and excreted. So, what role does water play? Water is the only lubricant and cleaner that allows this super water filter to operate normally. If you drink too little water, this water filter will burn out. The parts and filter screen inside will wear out and become clogged due to lack of moisture. If toxins cannot be excreted, the entire machine will slowly break down. That's kidney failure. On the other hand, if you drink too much water too quickly, it's like suddenly opening a fire hydrant and flushing it against a home water filter. Exceeding its load capacity, the water filter will also be overloaded and even be destroyed. So you see, drink too little water, the kidneys will be dried up. Drink too much water, the kidneys will be exhausted. How to precisely grasp the golden balance point of drinking water, avoid those deadly drinking pitfalls, is the secret we want to completely unlock for you in today's video. Now let's reveal the 10 worst drinking habits for your kidneys countdown. Chapter 10. Believing in the magic of bottled water. Many people, especially those who pay attention to health, are dazzled when they go to the supermarket to buy water. What is small molecule water, alkaline ionized water, glacial mineral water? The commercials make it sound like drinking it will make you live to be 100. But doctors warn that long-term reliance on these bottled waters that advertise health benefits may actually be the start of kidney damage. Why? First, let's debunk the alkaline water myth. Our body has a powerful acid-base buffer system that precisely maintains the acid-base value of blood at around 7.4. The alkaline water you drink will be neutralized by the strong acid of the stomach as soon as it enters the stomach. It is impossible to change your whole body's constitution. Wanting to become alkaline by drinking water is purely a clever trick. What's more alarming is mineral water. Some mineral waters contain excessive amounts of minerals, such as sodium, potassium, and calcium for taste or claimed effects. For young people with normal kidney function, the kidneys can still barely handle it. But if you use it as daily drinking water over time, these excessive minerals can be a continuous burden for middle-aged and elderly friends whose kidney function has begun to decline. Another invisible killer is plasticizers. If bottled water is exposed to sunlight or high temperatures during transportation and storage, the plasticizers in the bottle may melt into the water. Long-term intake of this endocrine disruptor has unpredictable potential damage to our endocrine system and kidneys. The right thing to do is to return to the simplest essence. The healthiest, safest, and most economical drinking water is our tap water. As long as the pipes in your house are clean, filter the tap water with a qualified water filter and then boil it thoroughly. This is the best health-preserving water. Stop wasting money on those larger-than-finger-sized bottled waters. Save the money and buy some good ingredients for yourself and your family. That's true wisdom. Number 9. Ignoring individual differences. One-size-fits-all advice. We often hear experts say that people should drink 2,000 cc of water a day, about 8 glasses. This is a good rule of thumb for most healthy people. But if you apply this standard indiscriminately to everyone, it may turn from health preservation to harming people. Medically speaking, the biggest principle of drinking water is individual difference, especially for friends with specific diseases. Drinking water is like walking a tightrope. A little too much or a little too little can trigger a fatal crisis. Who needs the most attention? The first is patients with heart failure. Their hearts are like a weak motor. It's hard to pump the blood throughout the body. If you still make them drink a lot of water, the excess water will back up in the lungs, causing pulmonary edema, and it will be very dangerous to lie down and gasp for breath. The second is patients who already have severe chronic kidney failure, especially those who need dialysis. Their kidneys have almost lost their drainage function. The water they drink cannot be excreted, and it will accumulate in the body, causing systemic edema, high blood pressure, and even acute heart failure. The correct approach. For these special groups, doctors will give them a strict water intake calculation, usually the total urine output of the previous 24 hours, plus 500, 700 cc. This is all they can take in a whole day, including water, soup, tea, milk, etc. Therefore, if you or your family has a serious heart, liver, or kidney disease about drinking water, please don't listen to general advice. The only thing you should listen to is your attending doctor's instructions. This is the real way to save your life. 38. Being afraid of frequent urination and intentionally not drinking water. Many middle-aged and elderly friends, especially men, have this problem. They have to get up several times at night, and the first thing they do when going out during the day is to find a bathroom, which seriously affects their quality of life. So many people intuitively think that since they urinate so frequently, they should drink less water. Wouldn't the problem be solved? Friends, this idea is 100% wrong and is harming yourself. Frequent urination is just a result, not a cause. There are many culprits that cause frequent urination, such as enlarged prostate, in men, overactive bladder, in women, urinary tract infection, and even diabetes. If you don't find the real cause and treat it, but instead use not drinking water as a passive way to deal with it, what will be the consequences? When you don't drink enough water, your urine will become very concentrated. This yellow and thick urine is a strong stimulus to your bladder wall, which will make you want to go to the bathroom more and get into a vicious cycle. What's more terrible is that concentrated urine makes the waste crystals inside more likely to deposit and form painful kidney stones. Over the long term, your kidney function will gradually decline due to continuous lack of water and accumulation of waste. The right thing to do. If you have frequent urination problems, the first step is definitely not to restrict water intake, but to see a doctor immediately. A urologist or nephrologist will help you find the real culprit behind frequent urination and treat it accordingly. While receiving treatment, you should still maintain enough daily water intake. This can help dilute urine and flush bacteria and waste debris from the urinary tract like water flushing stones. Number 7. Forgetting to drink water. When the weather gets cold. In summer, when the weather is hot and you sweat a lot, you naturally keep looking for water to drink. But when winter comes and the weather turns cold, you don't sweat much and the feeling of thirst becomes dull. Many people may not remember to drink a glass of water all morning. Is this also you? This seemingly harmless seasonal habit is actually pushing you to the edge of danger, especially for the kidneys and cardiovascular system. Why? Although we don't sweat in winter, our body still constantly loses water through breathing and the skin surface. This process is called insensible evaporation. Medical research has found that we lose nearly 400 cc of water a day just through breathing. When you don't replenish this lost water in time, your blood will unknowingly enter a state of chronic and continuous viscosity. You can imagine how hard your kidneys, the water filter, are working all winter to filter the sticky syrup. How heavy is its burden? What's more dangerous is that thick blood flows slowly and is more likely to form blood clots. This is why winter is the season with the highest incidence of myocardial infarction and stroke. Many tragedies are related to the small oversight of drinking too little water in winter. The right thing to do. When drinking water in cold weather, you can no longer rely on the feeling of thirst, but take the initiative to attend. You can put a 1000 cc water bottle on your desk and stipulate that you finish drinking it in the morning and then fill another bottle in the afternoon. Or set a cell phone alarm to remind yourself to get up and walk around every hour and take a few sips of warm water. Remember, drinking water in winter is not just to quench thirst, but to save your life. It is the simplest and most effective way to protect your kidneys and cardiovascular system. Number 6. The first cup of life-saving water in the morning. Wrong timing. We all know that it's good to drink a glass of water in the morning to help intestinal peristalsis and improve constipation. But you may not know that the importance of this glass of water is far more than that. It is also a life-saving water, and 90% of people make mistakes about the golden period of drinking it. Think about it, after a long 7 or 8 hours of sleep, we haven't added a drop of water, but the body has unknowingly lost nearly a bottle of water, about 500 cc, through breathing and the skin. So, in the moment of waking up in the morning, our body is in a state of acute physiological dehydration. The viscosity of the blood is the highest peak of the day. At this time, the heart needs to work harder to pump out the blood like thick soup, and the kidneys have to work harder to filter this thick blood. This is the most dangerous devil moment in the morning for friends with 3 highs or cardiovascular problems. Many people have the habit of brushing their teeth, washing their faces, and going to the bathroom first, after getting up, and then thinking about drinking water after finishing a circle. This is too late. You have missed the most critical golden rescue time. The right thing to do. The most correct way is to put a thermos bottle on your bedside table and fill it with a glass of about 250 cc of warm water every night before going to bed. The next day, as soon as you open your eyes, when you are still in bed, first, sit up and slowly drink this glass of water. This small action doesn't take a minute, but it is the best gift you can give to your heart and kidneys in the day. This first glass of water can instantly dilute thick blood, reduce cardiovascular pressure, and wake up the sleeping kidneys to lubricate them for the day's work. 5. A glass of water. Before bed. There is a saying that drinking a glass of water before going to bed can prevent myocardial infarction in the middle of the night. This saying sounds reasonable, but if you really drink a lot of water before going to bed, you may not be preventing the disease, but creating it. The most direct impact is on sleep. If you drink too much water before going to bed, you will definitely be awakened by urine in the middle of the night. Once our sleep is interrupted, it is difficult to enter the deep sleep that can repair the body. Long-term lack of sleep will cause problems such as high blood pressure, endocrine disorders, and decreased immunity. A deeper hazard comes from interference with a water switch in our body. There is a smart switch in our body called antidiuretic hormone. When we sleep at night, it will automatically turn on to tell the kidneys to reduce urine production so that we can sleep peacefully until dawn. But if you pour a lot of water before going to bed, the body will forcibly turn off this water-saving switch in order to drain the water. The kidneys are forced to work overtime when they should be resting, and the physiological clock is completely messed up. This long-term consumption is huge and irreversible damage to kidney function. The right thing to do. The smart way is to distribute most of your daily water intake during the day. After finishing dinner, start consciously reducing the amount of water you drink. If you are really thirsty, you can take a small sip of water 2 to 3 hours before going to bed to moisten your throat. Don't exceed 150 c at most, which is about half a paper cup. This can avoid excessive dehydration at night without interfering with valuable sleep and kidney repair. The 4. Poisonous food pairings, using soup and beverages instead of water. Many friends, especially when eating out or socializing, often have this habit. They think they have drunk a lot of hot pot soup, tea, and juice today, so they don't need to drink more water. If you have this idea, be careful. When you treat those high-oil, high-salt, thick soups and sugary drinks as water, it is tantamount to giving your kidneys poison. First of all, let's talk about soup. The soup outside, especially hot pot soup and ramen soup, adds a lot of salt, sodium, and MSG in order to pursue a rich and delicious taste. Drinking this high-sodium soup can not only not replenish effective water for the body, but will dehydrate the body cells like pickling pickles. All these excess salt and high purines in the soup need to be excreted by our poor kidneys working overtime. It is a veritable gout soup and high blood pressure soup. Let's talk about beverages. The biggest enemy of sugary drinks on the market is high fructose corn syrup. Medicine has confirmed that long-term excessive intake of high fructose corn syrup will produce a lot of uric acid in the body's metabolism and directly induce gout. What's more terrible is that it will directly damage the renal tubules, causing inflammation and fibrosis, leading to the appearance of proteinuria. Proteinuria is the first sign that the kidneys are crying for help. The right thing to do. Please remember a fundamental principle. Water is water. No other liquid can replace the function of plain water. Try to choose light vegetable soup and eat more ingredients and drink less soup. Beverages are fine occasionally, but you must never use them as a tool to quench thirst. Loving to drink the purest and healthiest plain water is the first step to protect your kidneys. 3. Only drinking water. When thirsty, your kidneys are already crying for help. Okay, now we are entering the top 3. This third deadly habit is the mistake that most people make, and it is also the most fundamental misunderstanding. That is, as long as I am not thirsty, it means that my body is not short of water. Have you always thought so? Our body is very sophisticated, but the feeling of thirst is actually a very dull alarm. Scientists have found that when your brain finally feels thirsty, your body has actually lost 1% to 2% of its weight in water. This means that before the brain sounds the alarm, the various organs of your body, especially our hardest working kidneys, have been silently enduring pressure in a dehydrated state for a long time. You can imagine that your kidneys are operating in such a dry and thirsty environment every day, day after day, year after year. Its cells will gradually shrink, and the filtering function will slowly decline. The accumulation of waste and toxins will become more and more. This is why many people's chronic kidney disease occurs unknowingly, because you always wait until the kidneys are already crying for help and are thirsty before thinking about giving them water. The right thing to do. Never drink water passively, you must take the initiative. A simple general formula is to multiply your weight in kilograms by 30-40. For example, a person who weighs 60 kilograms needs to drink at least 1800 cc to 2400 cc of water a day. The best way is to prepare a level with scales and stipulate that you finish drinking half of it in the morning and the other half in the afternoon. Drink slowly in small sips each time so that the water can be stably absorbed by the body. This is the gentlest way to replenish water for the kidneys. For 2. Uncontrolled, frantically drinking water to the point of water. Poisoning. Talking about this, some friends may think so. Dehydration is so terrible. Then I will drink more water in reverse. Isn't it always right to drink frantically wrong, and the mistake may be more fatal than drinking too little water? This concept is number 2 on the list, uncontrolled excessive drinking. This can cause an emergency called acute water intoxication, medically known as hyponatremia. The principle is very simple. There are various electrolytes in our blood, of which sodium ions are responsible for maintaining the balance of water inside and outside the cells. If you drink more than 2000 cc of pure water, crazily in a very short period of time, such as within an hour, your kidneys simply don't have time to drain this water. The result is that the sodium ions in the blood are diluted by a large amount of water. Once the sodium concentration in the blood is too low in order to balance water, will uncontrollably rush into the cells, causing systemic cell edema. If it occurs in the brain, it is fatal cerebral edema, which will cause headaches, epilepsy, coma, and even death in a short period of time. The risk is higher for people whose kidney function is already bad. Drinking more water is okay. This sentence is definitely not a golden rule that can be infinitely online. The right thing to do. Drinking water emphasizes quality and quantity, but more importantly, rhythm. Please remember 2 safe upper limits. First, do not drink more than 200 cc of water at a time which is about a paper cup's worth. Second, the total amount of water you drink per hour should not exceed 1000 cc. We should replenish the body with water continuously in small amounts and multiple times, like using a dropper to irrigate plants, rather than bringing disaster to the body like using a fire hydrant to irrigate it. Number 1. Thirst quenching. Drink after exercise. This number 1 worst drinking habit is to pick up mineral water or plain water and gulp it down after sweating a lot or doing strenuous exercise. You must be very surprised. After exercising, you are hot and thirsty, and drinking water to quench your thirst is very normal, right? How can it be number 1? This is where it is most dangerous, because it looks the most normal, and everyone may make the mistake. Please listen carefully. When we sweat a lot, what we lose is not just water. Sweat also takes away a lot of electrolytes, mainly sodium and potassium. At this time, your body is in a state of both dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. If you only crazily pour in a lot of pure water, at this time, what will happen? This pure water that does not contain electrolytes will quickly rush into your blood that is already short of salt, causing the concentration of sodium and potassium in the blood to be extremely diluted in an instant. The consequences are faster and more violent than the water poisoning we just talked about. At worst, you will immediately feel dizzy, nauseous, and have muscle cramps. In severe cases, it will directly trigger malignant arrhythmias, and cerebral edema can cause people to lose consciousness, go into shock, and even die suddenly. This kind of case is common in marathon races or workers in the hot summer. This is also a devastating impact on the kidney's regulatory function. The right thing to do. After strenuous exercise that causes a lot of sweating, the general principle of replenishing water is that you must replenish both water and electrolytes at the same time. The best choice is to drink diluted qualified sports drinks or add a small pinch of salt, about 1 to 2 grams, to your 1000 cc of plain water. It should taste slightly salty. You can also eat a banana or a few slices of kiwi fruit before or after drinking water to replenish potassium ions. Remember this life-saving concept. You must replenish salt when replenishing water after sweating a lot. Never use pure water to irrigate your cells when your body is extremely short of salt. This action can really save your life at a critical moment. Okay friends, today we watched this list of top 10 kidney-damaging drinking habits together. From believing in bottled water to the deadly way to replenish water after exercise, I wonder how many of them you or your family have made. We have spent a lot of money to buy health products and a lot of time to study what to eat to maintain health. But have you found out today that the most fundamental and important cornerstone of our body's health is actually hidden in the simplest daily behavior of how to drink a glass of water correctly? Drinking a glass of water correctly is better than eating a lot of expensive supplements. It is not just quenching thirst. It is diluting your blood, cleaning your kidneys, protecting your heart, and protecting your quality of life for decades to come. I hope this video can truly help you. I wish every friend can have 2 healthy and energetic good kidneys and enjoy a high-quality, free, and happy life.